Do I want to act like we're in a relationship? Yes, I do. Do I actually want to date you? Absolutely not. Are you allowed to talk to other people? I'd prefer if you didn't. Can I? Yes, I can. Is that toxic? Probably. Do I care? No.
This is mentally ill, put a finger down, done by me. Put a finger down if you eat soup in the bathtub.
Nobody else speak. This is my part, nobody else speak. This little
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the infamous TikTok. TikTok is an app that came out in September of 2016, and it was originally known as Musical.ly, and I don't know if you remember that app, but that was basically almost the same concept as TikTok, except people would just really lip sync videos and there wasn't a lot of trends, and it did not reach the level of popularity that TikTok has reached today. In my opinion, I thought that TikTok was more along the lines of like a Vine type of social media where there was going to be actually funny content and like not so offensive and not so raunchy, but it went in a totally different direction, and today we have TikTok. First off, let's talk about the way that TikTok is built as a social media on a whole. It's a lot different than other social media platforms. If you look at Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, when you are going through your feed or your timeline, you're primarily just exposed to people that you chose to follow. But TikTok, however, that's not the case. There's this thing called a For You page, and keep this in mind because we're going to talk about this a lot in the video if you're not familiar with TikTok itself. The For You page is basically what you scroll through when you're scrolling through TikTok. There is an option where you could just scroll through your following, but to reach more engagement or to see what the new trends are, to see who else is blowing up or new viral videos, you just basically mindlessly scroll through the FYP. Apparently, there is a certain sort of algorithm as to how the For You page works. If you interact with certain things will come up on your For You page. Like for me, for example, a lot of emo music comes up on my For You page because I guess that's a lot of what I interacted with. However, there are random things that I've never even looked up or searched, or things that just randomly pop up, like I guess videos that are going viral. I'm not like sure of the science of TikTok. I don't think anyone really is. It's a very different algorithm than most other social media platforms. The amount of exposure that you can get on this app is primarily the reason that so many people use it instead of YouTube or Instagram, and people blow up very quickly on TikTok and gain a lot of popularity or followers because of this For You page concept. Because anyone can really pop up on a For You page, or millions of people's For You page. If the video has a lot of engagement, it shows on more people's pages and stuff like that, and it's just very easy to grow. And a lot of people go to TikTok for clout because it is one of the easiest ways to get clout nowadays. Most people that actually do go on TikTok and build a following don't really have much of a following on other social media, and it's really just exclusively TikTok that it's become so easy to just gain millions and millions of subscribers or views and likes. This is especially why a lot of teens use it, because they want clout and you don't have to do much to get it. It's not like you have to build a whole YouTube channel or make these meaningful, like long videos. You don't have to say much, you don't have to do much. You could just pretty much hop on a trend, look pretty, show up on a For You page, and boom, you're famous. There are several reasons that we're going to get into that this app is the worst and most toxic thing since 2012 Tumblr, and we're going to get into exactly why.
Said it must be your ass cause it ain't your face, baby.
You want her, you need her, and I'll never be her.
And they say she's in the class 8.
Number 1, validation. The app is primarily based upon appearances. And when I say this, I know that what you're thinking, because look at Instagram, look at Twitter. A lot of people get clout for being beautiful and for having, nice pictures or being extremely photogenic, being models, and I totally understand that. But there's more to Twitter, there's more to YouTube, there's so much more to Instagram. There's a lot that goes on those other social platforms except, just appearance-based stuff. This is by far one of the biggest reasons that TikTok is extremely toxic. The app is primarily appearance based. If you don't reach the community standards of what beautiful is, you're probably not going to get anywhere on the app. A lot of people have told me, why don't you join TikTok? You'll get followers, you'll get views, you could show off your whole case, the rapey case. I'm not going to go anywhere on TikTok because I like to rant and I like to talk, and I had no business being on an app that's primarily appearance based, because let's face it, guys, I am not going to make it there. YouTube is a place for me. And don't get me wrong, there are people who are creative and original on TikTok, but a lot of the times it's people who just basically hop onto trends. Most of the stuff that pops up on your For You page are like sound bits that have gone viral with certain trends that everybody is hopping on and doing. And the reality of it is that two people could do the same exact trend and one will blow up because they are considered or deemed more attractive than the other one. And it's not like the other person was any more creative or different. It's just appearance based. Even if two people are making the exact same joke and partaking in the exact same trend, the one that is considered to be more attractive will blow up way quicker than the person who's more average looking or doesn't do their makeup as well, or whatever the case may be. The content on this app isn't really meaningful. It doesn't take a lot of effort to create, as it's only really 60-second max videos. And for the most part, the way you get views on this app is you have to be attractive, plain and simple. There are certain physical characteristics that people idolize on this app, and they put down other people for not having these characteristics, or people put themselves down for not having the same physical characteristics, such as like a strong jawline, big lips, certain like eye shapes. Like, I didn't even know that was like a thing. Bone structure, a big ass, a tiny waist, whatever it may be. If you don't fit into TikTok's community guidelines of what beautiful is, then odds are you're probably not going to get as clout as the person that does. If you don't fit into these categories, it's totally okay, and odds are you're just as attractive. There's so many people that are so attractive even without fitting into these guidelines. However, you fall a victim of feeling like you're not good enough if you don't fit into these standards that are put in place by this app for some reason. It's almost impossible not to feel insecure when you're watching hundreds of girls get hyped up for looking like something that you will probably never look like, and that's okay because I'm in the same boat as you and I understand. Most of the trends themselves are appearance based as well, because you have to make certain faces or look a certain way. There's these provocative dances and they're all based around appearances. There's even this one very special trend that went around called me versus the girl that he cheated on me with. Which I never could quite understand, because if you're gonna bash anyone, bash your piece of shit boyfriend for cheating on you. It's just so disgusting that so many girls would hype up a female that is putting other women down based on their physical appearances. But that's actually something that's done on this app a lot. The app itself is extremely egocentric, and anybody who has been on it can tell you that much. The app pulls you into mindlessly scrolling through the For You page of people who seem superior based on their appearances and the amount of hype they receive. And it makes people feel very insecure when they're not receiving that same type of validation, and sooner or later they feel like they need to receive that too. So I see a lot of girls jumping on the same trends, trying to do their makeup the same way, trying to look the same way as other people, when in all reality, I think being unique is a beautiful thing in itself. You begin to alter the way you look or try to fit into this stereotypical look for validation, and it's so toxic for anybody who's on there that has self-esteem issues as it is. Even those people who do get lots of validation or followers from people for their appearances, I would imagine let it eat at them. And I've seen videos of girls and guys who've had tons and tons of TikTok followers that actually didn't feel that great, because the validation does go to your head and you become crazily obsessed with receiving more validation. And when you don't feel that you're getting enough, you begin to feel insecure. And you also feel the need to compete with other people who are also attractive on the app. I also believe that anyone who has over 1 million followers for just dancing around and being pretty and has people idolizing you for nothing more than the way you look is extremely toxic, and we should be giving people platforms with meaning, and we should be using our platforms to spread a certain message and to be a very good role model to the people that are following them. I think that TikTok is the worst app that you could possibly have a platform on, because a lot of people don't really do much with it except dance and show off their appearances when they know that people are strictly idolizing them just because they want to look like them, and this is extremely toxic in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself or your appearance or being confident, but you have to take a second to think about the kind of app that you're on and the kind of followers that you want. And you also have to think about the kind of things that you want to be known for. Being known for nothing but your appearances is going to run out very quickly because you can't even really be yourself. How could you say that you have fans when they don't even know you for anything more than what you look like? It's not meaningful content, and a lot of the followers don't migrate onto other like social media platforms, and you don't make much money, so it really just is a bunch of people following people because they are attractive.
I'm a motherfucking city girl.
Damn, I think I love that boy. Do anything for that boy.
Got me going jeans cause I'm cool with. On the spaceship, now I'm a space cadet.
Now I know what's real, what's fake.
Number 2, toxicity. I've shown some clips and I just want to say I can't believe that people actually put this out on the internet, and every time I go on this app I question how these people even get clout and how people could agree with this, but I believe that it's become a more of a monkey see, monkey do type thing. The whole being toxic joke is an extremely popular joke on TikTok, and I'm here to tell you that it's just not funny. And the fact that it becomes a trend so quickly and it hits the For You page is extremely questionable to me, because that means that a lot of people are engaging with this type of content, and that means that a lot of people think that this is okay, and slowly it is becoming extremely normalized. Toxic relationships and toxic behavior are extremely glorified on this app, and I've never seen it done more than anywhere except TikTok. You need to remember that millions and millions of people on this app are primarily teenagers, and they are impressionable and they are young. You have to also remember this is going to be our next generation of adults, and that is horrifying. Being toxic isn't funny. Being in a toxic relationship isn't funny. Normalizing toxic behavior and normalizing toxic relationships is not funny. It's not cute. Everybody has the capability to be toxic, so it may legitimately be a relatable thing, but just because it is a relatable thing doesn't mean that we should be glorifying it on the internet by having millions and millions of people post like, look how toxic I am, look how toxic I am, to either be funny or for clout. And it's sad that a lot of people do experience toxic relationships, but there's a certain way to go about spreading like awareness about this certain thing instead of normalizing it, especially for young and impressionable teenagers mindlessly scrolling through TikTok wanting to get famous, because they're gonna think, wow, if I have that, or if I do that, or if I talk about this, then maybe I'll get clout too. And they jump on the bandwagon of what other people seem to like. So if everyone thinks it's funny to be toxic, everyone's gonna make videos about being toxic. It's extremely harmful because you're leaving this kind of mark that this behavior is like normalized or socially acceptable in today's society, and it is absolutely not, and it should not ever be. It's not cool to have a toxic boyfriend. It's not cute to be toxic. It's not cute to make fun of your ex-boyfriend's appearances or your ex-girlfriend's appearances. It's not cute to use people for sex. It's not cute to use people for money. It's not cute to get the bread, the head, and leave. It's not cute to be a toxic person, and it's not something that we should be normalizing so much. If you're making a TikTok video and you have the options of toxic relationship and healthy relationship, and all of you and your friends are running to a toxic relationship, I understand that you may be joking to some extent, but it's becoming normalized, so people in real life are going to think, well, I see it all over TikTok every day, haha, I'm so toxic, I love toxic guys, and that's something that really goes on and is really truly becoming normalized because of the amount of times it's talked about and joked about. Also, this kind of content just pops up on your For You page, and it could honestly be triggering for somebody who actually is experiencing a toxic relationship, and you also don't want to leave the mark on that person who is actually experiencing a toxic relationship to think, well, I guess it must be normal because look at all these people who experience it, talk about it, and laugh at it. It is not normal, and it is not okay, and we need to really do better as an entire society than deem that normal, because that is 100% not normal. Jealousy, possessiveness, emotionally messing with your partner, or cheating on people is not funny, it's not cute, and I don't understand why it's considered goals on TikTok.
Know myself. I don't know myself. I don't know myself.
I don't care what people say, the rush is worth the price I pay. Mwah. If you don't like the way I talk, then why am I on your mind?
You are gonna die, life is meaningless when you fucking cry, no one gives a shit.
Hey yo, forgot to take my meds last night, check.
Number 3, mental illness. So there are certain subcategories of TikTok, like straight TikTok, alt TikTok, and mental illness TikTok. And I am here to tell you that I've seen quite a lot of this on TikTok. I actually fall on the alt side of TikTok when I do feel so bad that I catch myself using this app, and I've seen it a lot there too. And it is horrible how much they glorify mental illness. Like, remember back in 2012 when, like, depression is basically what ran all of Tumblr, and if you didn't join depressed, you were definitely leaving depressed? This is literally almost like the same exact thing. It's one thing to support or make awareness of mental illness, but it's another thing to make constant jokes, trends, memes, relatable songs to a mental illness that people actually suffer with and people are actually struggling with every single day. And I don't think that people understand that mentally ill people, when finding relatable content, it's not always healthy for people, and the people who are actually seeking the content or even laughing at the content may not even realize it, because you don't have to be sad to be triggered by something. It triggers normalization of the mental illness, and it also triggers desensitization to the mental illness itself. You get desensitized to what you go through when there are constantly jokes about it. And it is a actually very serious thing to have a mental illness. And a lot of these people really should be in treatment instead of on TikTok making countless amounts of jokes, building up a whole platform with BPD jokes.
You saw it, you got it, took too long, you better leave, you got it, took.
What's up, Mambo Rumbo? Where that bit with all that ammo?
Especially good old BPD. I feel like BPD is literally a meme. It was something that no one even talked about, no one even knew about. I had to break it down for everybody when I told them that I had it. But now it's literally like, oh, you have BPD? Me too. And it's like, I can't imagine that all these people are actually diagnosed with BPD. And I know that a lot of people on the internet, just like back in the Tumblr days, love to self-diagnose or may reside with certain symptoms, but that does not mean that you have a personality disorder. And it's very triggering to see so many people making light of something that took me almost 6 years to recover from. Any joke or any trend that revolves around depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, BPD, any of these things is extremely harmful because it takes away from the severity of the mental illness itself. It's not a joke. It's not funny. It's great that you have a community of people that you can relate to, but you should all go to therapy instead of sitting around and laughing about how toxic you are. Many people don't have control over what is exactly on their For You page, and it is extremely harmful for people like me who are healthy and stable and just want to use the app and not see people talking about splitting and laughing at it every 5 seconds. Like, when you're on a social media, you're putting out a message and you're putting out a trend, other people are going to see it, and people have no regards for how harmful it could be to others.
Fucking die. And if you don't like it, die.
I like you. I don't give a fuck about
your age.
Come on, let's link.
Number 4, last but not least, and most definitely the most important one to me anyway, are the predators on TikTok. The amount of young and impressionable teens on this app is ridiculous, and the amount of provocative dances that they do at such a young age with the amount of exposure that you are able to get on this app is horrifying for a lot of reasons. If you take a second to thoroughly go through the comments of a lot of these girls' videos, you'll see many pedophiles. And these predators are both males and females who have no business writing on a 15-year-old's video of them shaking their ass. I know that this is the new age of like, we're females, we're empowered, we can show off our bodies, no one could tell us anything, we can have OnlyFans, we could do whatever, and call me old-fashioned, but no 15, 16, or 17-year-old should have an entire platform on this kind of app for shaking their ass. Like, who do you think that you're even going to attract? I wish I could DM every single one of these girls and seriously tell them that there's so much more that they can do to receive attention and validation that would actually make them feel good about themselves, rather than knowing I have 1 million subscribers just from dancing and smiling into a camera. And half of them are probably pedophiles. These girls are worth so much more than what's under their shirt or in their pants, and I guess maybe they just like the validation, going back to number 1, but it's extremely harmful, and it's not the best kind of platform to have because you have so many people looking at you for nothing else than your physical features. I question the parents and how they haven't sat them down and told them exactly this yet, that like, you can be proud of yourself and you could be confident in your body, but you do not need to, like, there are grown men on there sexualizing you. and you're not just getting attention from friends or boys. To be known for being provocative and highly sexualized on this kind of app is just extremely unhealthy, because that's all that it truly is. There is so much more to life than sex appeal, and I wish I could literally tell every single one of these girls this. Like, you may feel like popular and empowered and like wanted and validated, but there's so much more to you. And I'm sure that these girls have amazing personalities. A lot of them are smart and probably in school and have so much more than them than the fact that they can twerk. To get famous or blow up from being yourself is so much more important than gaining followers from the immense amount of pedophiles that are just following you because you're a 15-year-old twerking all over TikTok. TikTok is literally every pedophile's dream, and the amount of exposure and people who, no one has a private account. Think about the 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls that are all on there. Who's really looking at that? Who are the millions of people following this? TikTok is every pedophile's dream because of the raunchy and shock factor content that is produced by extremely young girls on this app, and I am horrified. Even as an adult, scrolling through as a female adult and seeing all these girls be danced so provocatively, and the raunchy content coming from such young girls makes me feel uncomfortable. Think about the men that are on there too. What do you think that they're thinking? Where do you think your likes are coming from? Not all 3 million of your followers are 15-year-old boys. There are so many predators on this app, and it's going to be hard to police, and I totally understand that, but this wraps back into my whole theory that maybe kids shouldn't be on the internet doing these types of things because of people like Nathan Larson and so many others that are going to use this app for their benefit, because, I mean, look what's on there. To wrap this up, I will say that TikTok is a great way to get clout and it's a great way to get exposure, but we have to stop giving platforms to people that we don't even know. Like, you can't give a platform for someone based on their appearance and then be shocked when they get canceled for either being racist or a predator like Zoe Laverne. Stop fangirling people based on what they look like when you have no idea who they even are as a person. That's not a reason to be a fan of someone. That's why most of these people on TikTok, they don't have fans, they have followers, or people that are just striving to look like them or sexualizing them, and there's really no in between. Let's bring back meaningful content. Let's bring back creators that can actually give these teens someone to look up to. Let's stop normalizing toxicity. Stop promoting that looks are all that matters, because it's not. Stop glorifying mental illness and keep little girls shaking their ass off of the goddamn internet. Thank you for watching, guys. I just really wanted to say this because I don't think that people realize enough how truly toxic this app is. So leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.